A childless couple adopted triplets, and a week later, they were in for a terrifying surprise. For many couples, the logical next step to marriage is having children, but for some, it doesn't just happen that easily. Sarah and Andy Justice from Tulsa, Oklahoma, tried to conceive children for years before they decided that it was time to consider adoption. The couple was longing to become parents, and they knew this was the way they were going to do it. Soon they became parents to 3 beautiful triplets. The bliss didn't last long forever. The lovely couple enjoyed 3 years of marriage before they knew it was time for children. They were enjoying everything about being a newly married couple, but they knew life wouldn't be the same without little additions to their family. Trying without success was hard on the couple, but they didn't want to give up. They kept trying, but this time they realized it was going to take something a little different. There's no shame in asking for help, so they did. Naturally, the couple started looking at their options. In 2014, they decided to see a fertility expert in St. Louis, Missouri. It took them nearly 6 hours to drive there from their home, and when they got there, they received some devastating news. Although many had told them that they were perfect candidates for IVF, they didn't realize the statistics behind it. IVF is extremely invasive and expensive. It can economically cripple a couple who just want to have the privilege of raising a child. Not only it's expensive and invasive, but the reality of it actually working is only around 10%. All of this together was exhausting and devastating. As it turns out, IVF is also extremely expensive. It can cost anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000, which is unfathomable for many. Due to the high cost, invasive, and dangerous procedures, the couple decided not to proceed with IVF. The next process they looked into was adoption. Adoption was the next step they decided to investigate, but by no means was this going to be an easy process either. It can take years to finalize an adoption, and many families seeking adoption only want newborn babies. The adoption process turned out to be quite difficult, and it started with a series of interviews. The couple had been accepted by 2 expecting mothers after their interviews. It finally felt like their journey was going to come to an end and they were going to be able to start a new one as a new family. However, both times the birth mothers backed out and decided it wasn't their time. They were heartbroken, but they weren't going to give up on their dream of being parents. When everything seemed to be going in the worst direction possible, the Justices received the call that would change their lives forever. The couple was finally and officially accepted by an expecting mother. They met her multiple times and even got the chance to participate in an ultrasound. It was there in that room that both mothers got the surprise of their lives. To the shock of, everyone in the room, Sarah was about to be a mother, to not 1 baby, but 3. The birth mother was pregnant with 3 little miracles, and they decided that after all of this time, this was their gift. And with open arms, they were going to accept it. The papers were signed, and it was now time to get the house and their lives ready for their babies. In May 2013, Hannah, Joel, and Elizabeth were born 8 weeks early. Although extremely tiny, weighing in at around 3 pounds each, after a couple weeks in the hospital, they were able to gain enough weight to go home for the first time. The first couple of weeks were nerve-wracking, but as soon as the little ones gained some strength, it was smooth sailing. For a second, anyway. Sarah had been feeling under the weather, and she wanted to make sure she felt better by the time the triplets got home. So she went to her doctor. To everyone's surprise, Sarah was not sick, she was pregnant. Not only was she pregnant, her doctor told her she was expecting twins. She had experienced trouble conceiving for years, and now that she was a new mom to 3, she miraculously got pregnant. Although many would see this as a negative situation, the couple saw the humor and irony in it. They were so happy that they were able to conceive that they were mentally and physically ready for the challenge to come. It was going to be hard, no doubt, but they were ready to start their new giant family. Raising 5 kids under the age of 1 was going to be interesting, that's for sure. A couple months later, the couple welcomed Abigail and Andrew, the 2 newest additions. Life was a little overwhelming, of course, but they had lots of help from family members, and with the overall feeling of being blessed, they were in heaven. Life did change, however, as having 5 babies is a lot more work than even 3. Something that really helped the family out was all of the food the local church members cooked and donated to the family. They cooked hot meals and even froze family meals for the future to make things easy as possible for the new family. The couple eventually had to return to work, and local friends even helped with child care so that the family could focus on supporting their children. When you break it down, all the babies combined go through 300 diapers and nearly 84 bottles in only a week. Although each baby had slight differences, the girls were all extremely similar in height and weight, so to keep everything organized until they could tell them apart, they used colored toenail polish as a system. The hilarious couple soon became a viral sensation with a massive Facebook following. They even welcomed baby number 6 in January of 2016.